So, Nico, Rodri spent 7 years at Manchester City and everyone kind of thought he'd go back home to Madrid, where he grew up, and go and play for Real Madrid. But he decided to choose Barcelona. Why do you think he decided Barca?
It feels like the right fit from a philosophical perspective, Rodri and Barcelona. Especially after the World Cup winning, the timing was great. I thought he was going to go to Real Madrid as well before all of this, right? It just, by the way that everybody in the press was talking about the imminent move of Rodri to Real Madrid, and then Barcelona seemingly worked this deal in the shadows. And it didn't take long to convince him that Barca is the right fit for a player like Rodri.
Yeah.
Aaron, why do you think he chose Barca?
I think it's purely from a sporting perspective. I think that Rodri fits directly into this Barcelona style, this Barcelona team. He just came from the Spanish team that won the World Cup, which is chock full of Barcelona players.
That didn't have a single Real Madrid player, right?
Have a single Real Madrid
unless you consider Marco Cucurella a Real Madrid player at the time.
The post-Real Madrid player. But Rodri steps into a Barcelona team and immediately makes them a Champions League, a real Champions League contender. They were already contenders, but he vaults them into close to favorites. He is a player that perfectly fits the Barcelona ethos, the recycling of play, the possession with intent, the desire to keep the ball, to play a beautiful style. So for me, I think it just came down to a sporting project. I think he probably sat down with Deco, and Deco sold him on this project. He believes that Barcelona can be great, and I think he's right.
Isn't it crazy, though, that Madrid couldn't make him an offer he couldn't refuse? That's what baffles me out of all of this. The most critical position in Real Madrid right now that they need to bolster is the position that Rodri plays.
Yeah.
And he was on the market, and they let him go to Barca because they didn't make him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Real Madrid, I think from the Rodri's perspective, might feel like too much uncertainty. They're a team that is not set in their style. They're not set in their philosophy. They just hired a new manager. They've got a front three that don't really know how to work together yet, but Barcelona is a set prospect. They know how they're going to play. They have the pieces. They have Hansi Flick's philosophy, and Rodri just steps right into that and completes it. But Real Madrid, it feels like he would still be helping to put together the puzzle.
Okay, that I understand completely from where each sporting project is. He walks into the Barcelona team, immediately makes him better, and it feels like to a certain degree it'll be seamless. But on the other hand, why didn't Real Madrid, they're spending hundreds of millions, literally, for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, but that's a transfer fee.
Right,
but
then adjust with salary to make Rodri literally the best player at the World Cup for your country. It's Real Madrid, the most emblematic team of the country. You're telling me they really couldn't make him an offer?
Nico, I tell you what interests me about this story. It doesn't look as though he had decided last season, I'm joining Barca. He was open to joining either of them. He's decided he's going to come back to Spain and he will sign for either of them. And then basically, he's had a pre-season at the World Cup, hasn't he? Not a single Real Madrid player there. He's obviously got on great with the guys. Yeah. They've played well together. I personally, I don't think there was a lot more to it than that. He had a conversation with Real Madrid. Jose has come out and said he was very correct in his dealings with him. Disappointed he hasn't joined them, but he spoke to both clubs, and he was sold on the Barca project.
This is the signing of the summer.
Agreed.
But why is it so low? Why is it 88.5
He's only got a year left on his deal.
He's got 1 year left on his contract. He's a player that just came off a major injury, and he's got 1 year left on his contract. I really think that City did really well to get that much money for him, because he would be free in 6 months. So it's a massive coup to get any significant transfer fee, but the fact that it's that low is because he only had 1 year on his contract and is coming off that big of an injury.
Also, I love the air quotes, because how much did we say?
Right.
88.5.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is, in any other year, 88.5 would be a pretty significant signing.
Yeah.
How old is Rodri?
30.
In his prime, arguably, right? Maybe he could hit his second prime. Let's just say prime was just right before the ACL injury. But
the Ballon d'Or, yeah.
The way that he played at the World Cup,
He's back,
was very close to that version of Rodri that helped them win the Champions League.
I think that any club in the world would sign him if they could.
100%.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Does
Including me?
Rodri going to Barcelona make them the best team in the world?
No.
I have trouble saying that makes them the best team in the world because PSG still exists. They are the reigning Champions League champions twice in a row. They have the advantage of both having all the money to sign players. They've just signed a couple of big-name players. They have Liga to rest in. And for Barcelona, they still, to me, need a proper number 9 to replace Robert Lewandowski and Ferran Torres. Rodri vaults them close to contention, like right among the favorites, but I still don't make them favorites. They still need a number 9, and I still need to see how they look with Rodri in this team. There's still going to be some frailties, I think.
Wow. At plus 750, Barcelona, I didn't think they were going to be that low. I thought they were going to be.
Was this
third
before
on
Rodri
this
signed?
list.
No, I'm sure this
It's
is
updated.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I also think you can't just say Rodri's going to Barcelona now. That will fix all their faults.
Right.
It also needs an adjustment from the coach to his approach and the way that the rest of the team plays. Not one person can't fix it. If he plays in a certain style, that's no good if he's not in sync with the rest of the team, is it?
And funny you say that, Geoff. What happened at the World Cup between Rodri and Pedri? Pedri got benched.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, there was an overlap of characteristics that both of these players have. And now, maybe that translates to Barcelona, maybe it doesn't. There's an adapt. Like, Rodri and Pedri have to play together at Barcelona. You don't have.
Well, what is
it's not a national team.
What do you think their midfield will be? Their central midfield?
I think it'll be Rodri, Pedri, Olmo. Gavi's probably going to get dropped, but what about Frankie de Jong?
Yeah.
He's
injured right now.
Yeah,
but
he'll swap into that as well.
Yeah, well, everyone, it's time for our Zillow expert guidance presented by Zillow. Sunday starts today. The boys were just talking about the midfield in Barcelona. How should Hansi Flick experiment with this midfield then? Aaron, what would you do?
The way that they're lined up, and I think is close to how they'll play, but I think it could be closer to 2 8s with Pedri and Olmo kind of side by side, shuttling, with Rodri sitting directly in front of Martin and Cubarsí, dropping in as a third center back when they're in possession, allowing Pedri to push when he can, Olmo to push when he can, kind of shuttling as 8s, allowing Yamal to tuck in when he wants, Rafinha to kind of float around, Anthony Gordon to kind of be the vertical threat. But I do believe it'll be closer to a 4-3-3 than a 4-2-3-1 with Rodri holding that center mid down.
If switch Rafinha for Julian Alvarez and you've got a super team.
That's
right?
a ridiculous.
And then Rafinha could play on the left.
Yes.
He's a great depth piece between Gordon and Adeyemi, who's got that pace. That Barca team that likes to press high, that is amazing with fast players.
Yeah.
I feel like that is the missing piece. Although Rafinha can play in that position, I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Geoff, is this more good for Barcelona or more bad for Real Madrid?
100% bad.
Yeah.
He's the best player in the world in that position. But will this start a merry-go-round? Does this see Real Madrid go and get Zubimendi now?
Yeah.
Because if you've bid for Rodri, because you want a player who plays in that style, in that position, and you want an upgrade on what you've already got, then you're going to have to go and get somebody.
It would be shocking if Real Madrid don't sign that rhythm maker, that metronome. It's funny, Barcelona announced the signing. It was I thought it was very artistic. They used the metronome. Did you not see that? It was the video. Real Madrid has desperately missed that type of player for the last couple of seasons.
Sat on this desk and talked about it ad nauseum, genuinely.
They win Champions League, Toni Kroos leaves, and Modric had a less important role over the next season, and it was just a glaring hole that neither Tchouaméni nor Camavinga could fill. And they poached Zubimendi when Zubimendi was at Real Sociedad. Perhaps he's willing to make the move from Arsenal, especially given Arsenal's depth in that position.
He also got benched last season, didn't start the Champions League final.
Madrid needs somebody in that position.
Yeah. Well, at the end of last season, Hansi Flick said Barcelona need a leader, and it seems like they've got their guy. Just to see some light of this transfer, there was some things going around on social media. So Rodri doesn't have any social media, so everyone's decided to go to Olivia Rodrigo's Instagram and comment, "Welcome to Barca, welcome to the best club in the world." I found this quite funny, didn't you?
They happened during the Ballon d'Or too. They went
Oh, really?
and congratulated him on winning it because he doesn't have socials.
If I was Barca, I would fly her to the Camp Nou for the first match.
Wasn't she a sponsor of theirs as well?
Yeah, she's with
Wasn't
she
she
has
like a
something to do with
front shirt
Spotify.
sponsor? Yeah.
Was she not on the shirt? You know,
Yeah.
every Clásico?
Yeah.
Was she already?
They 100% should bring
her
her out,
album was
yeah.
on the shirt?
Yeah, she was on the shirt.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie A, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.